Hi, Josh Melberg here, and this conversation we're going to talk about the differences generally between a variable annuity and an indexed annuity, or we like to call it the hybrid annuity, because they both have benefits. And how do I know which one to choose? Because some of them look more exciting than other ones. And let's break this down very quickly here. A variable annuity, I'm going to write VA, and then a hybrid annuity, HA, both have benefits. Number one is if you put in $500,000 instead of a variable annuity and you were to wait for 10 years before you turn on the income, that $500,000, some companies say, will double this value for income purposes. That means it's now worth $1 million. It doesn't mean you can cash in $1 million. Why? Because that's growing like at 7%. It means that if you were to turn on income, you can turn on income on the value of $1 million. Now, what happens is this. What happens is these companies will say, well, they will pay 5% out of this account, or will pay you $50,000 a year out of this account when you turn on the income. Okay? So a lot of people buy this saying, this is a good deal. In fact, there's companies that do $15, $20 billion a year in these types of sales every year. And it's very attractive because regardless how the market does, the promise to pay $50,000 a year 10 years from now is very attractive, especially to baby boomers. You always have to ask, what is the cost? What is the cost for that, right? So we talked about how a lot of these contracts have 2.5% on the low to 6%, and they go as high as 8.8%, but on average it's between 2.5% to 5% in fees per year, okay? So they may say, we're going to provide for you $50,000 a year of income, but they may also charge you $40,000 in fees a year. It's a benefit because if this $500,000 doesn't perform for the next 10 years and stays the same, and you're taking withdrawals of $50,000, plus there's another fees of $30,000 to $40,000 out per year, and you're pulling out $80,000 out of this account per year, you can quickly deplete your portfolio. Okay? At the same time, if the account grows more than $1 million, remember, it has to grow more than the fees per year. And if the fees are $40,000 per year or $30,000 per year, you could be paying $300,000 over a 10-year period in fees. So you want to be very careful about what kind of terms you get. So this is attractive. $500,000 for income purposes is worth $1 million, but if you cash it in, you're only going to get what the value of the account is. The account could be $600,000, the account could be $200,000, it could be $800,000. We don't know what that is because it's in the market. The market goes up and goes down. Okay? Well, the hybrid annuity has similar benefits, right? And a lot of the hybrid annuities, they may actually say, well, the account will also be worth $1 million. Okay? Some companies say it'll be worth $1.2 million. Some companies will have it grow by 8% compounding, or they'll have it grow by 6% compounding. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you a little secret. It doesn't matter what this grows to for income purposes. What matters is the minimum payment. Okay? I've seen accounts that are only worth $800,000 for income purposes 10 years later, because those are the guarantees. And this account that's only worth $800,000 for income purposes actually pays more income than this account that provides $1 million for the income account value. What matters is the cash flow when you want to turn it on. And to give you an example of this is a live case study. We've actually had accounts that provide $75,000 of income versus $50,000 for the same period. And that makes a night and day difference. And when we compare these, you want to compare them in different avenues. Number one, you want to ask yourself, what's the purpose of your money? Is the purpose of this money to grow it for accumulation and pass it on for your wife, your children, or buy a big boat down the road? Then you probably don't want to pay high fees. You probably just want to be in the market directly or find something that accumulates with lower cost. If the purpose of this money is to generate the highest cash flow and have the highest amount of security and safety in place, then you probably want to look at a hybrid annuity instead. And when you look at these accounts, a lot of people try to say, I want growth and I want income, and I want safety, and I want liquid, I want FDIC insured, I want to make 10% a year, and I want my cake and eat it too. You know, back in the 80s, you can get your cake and eat it too. Markets going up, CD rates are 10%. Today, we are in a new norm. And what we're finding, a lot of accounts don't make very good growth in income and safety vehicles. So my encouragement to you is if you want part of your portfolio to provide cash flow, put just a portion of that money that provides cash flow. If you want the other portion of your money, separate that money for growth and for a completely different vehicle. But be careful of fees and look for the contractual guarantees.